There are three reasons why I really like this car. The first is the name, Tron, yeah? It's a good word, forget the film, especially for an electric car. Secondly, this is not too big like the Q7 and not too small like the Q5. Thirdly, and possibly most importantly for an electric car, look at it.
It might not look like much, but it has 402 horsepower. It's Quattro all-wheel drive. It's luxurious and quiet and extremely practical. There's the right amount of external modernness, and inside there are things. Most of all though, this is a benchmark for DC charging, capable of an 80% charge in only 30 minutes.
You also get one of these, which is the home plug. Although you're not going to use that. That will take 42 hours. It's good that there is one. It's for thick people like me who don't actually know, and then I can go, oh, it's an electric car. That's what it does.
Most people will be using one of these companies and others to supply a man to put one of these on the wall. A box like this, including your government grant, costs about 350 quid and gives you 30 miles of range per hour charged.
A round of applause for Audi, because this is brilliant. That is a twin screen thing going on there. You've got this, which you can write on, which I like. The materials are very good. Down here is very odd because you've got a cup holder, Starbucks cup. In the office at Leasing.com, they always do spot the cup. Anyway, they're a bit low. You've got wireless charging down here as well, an SD SIM, and then USB 1 and 2, but there isn't a USB-C. Why is that? Don't know. More USBs in the back. And other than that, this is everything you'd expect from an Audi. Brilliant interior, concrete seats. Although these aren't. These are very comfortable, so get these ones.
Coming up, we're going to see how I got on over a period of 8 full days with the e-tron, covering around 600 miles. My first thoughts turned to the 2.5-ton weight, which I noticed driving at any sort of speed or when braking. 700 kilos of this weight is the battery, or 7 of these. It could be one of the reasons why some people moan about the range, officially 250 miles or realistically 200. Which brings us on to our first test, which was to plug it in with little more than a bit of advice from the office.
There are 1,000,001 apps that you can use on your phone that tell you where you can charge this. Also, when you put a route in, the Audi app and the navigation will show you as well. I wouldn't do any of that. I would do this. Charging stations.
Searching for charging stations nearby.
With it being as easy as that, I'm going to log each time I plug it in and then show you some stats, timings, costs and battery usage.
Just driving around this car park now because it said there was a charging station here. If there's an ICE car park there, there's going to be an EV ICE fight. There'll be a fight. Look how easy this is. We found the charging space on the car and we come to this, and obviously you've got a choice, right? You've got a big one and a 2E, right? I think we're a 2E. Yeah, we are that, right? So you plug this in. Tap your card on the screen. Checking the card. That should start just charging me, and card not authorized. Okay. I know what this is. This is one of those electric. You need a special card, don't you? Ah ha ha. Let's make fun of Howard in front of all the electric car owners. Oh, very fun.
Determined to get the hang of this, because let's be honest, all cars are going to be like this next week. The week after, they will all be flying ones. I did find a touch-to-pay parking point, which is what you need. And you tap your card, it gives you power, whilst you do something else. And here are your stats from this, a BP Chargemaster. For 1 hour's charge, cost £8, gave me 100 miles of range, which could work out to be an equivalent of 74 miles to the gallon if this were a diesel.
Here is the next bit, which is the noises, because I want to show you how amazing these noises are. You might not be able to hear them unless you're wearing headphones, and even then I'm going to have to shut up, fade it up, and then fade it back down again. But let's have a listen and see if you can pick up the sounds. They're good, aren't they? It's a bit like that is going to be the new thing for manufacturers now. See who can get the best sound. Yeah. Actually thinking about it, you know how it is so quiet? I wonder what will happen if you develop a rattle. Can you imagine the conversation? Excuse me, it's got a rattle that needs fixing. Well, it is an electric car, sir. You are going to hear more noise. No, I don't care about that. Right, maneuverability. So we're going to see what it's like. Always nice to do a little 3-point turn just to check what it's like. The steering, by the way, is medium firm, if you like that sort of thing. Okay, mind the roses. This is the camera in action, which I really think is very good, but there's more. This is what I call GTA mode. Look at that, the actual car. And if you put it in reverse, you get the reverse lights. And you can flash the brake lights. Look at that, GTA mode, it goes along. You want one of these now.
And you won't be the only one, because in America they actually love this car so much they're leaving Tesla for it in their droves. But many Americans have space for a charging box at home. I don't, and had to use a normal plug for 19 hours and 50 minutes, using 27 kilowatts of power including my other appliances, at a cost of £3.71. An added range of 56 miles, which could work out to be 6 pence a mile.
Shall we have a look and see how much they are? Okay, here we are on Leasing.com. Of course, because I'm not a business, I can also lease. The newest cars, simple monthly payments. So I'm going to select personal. I don't even know if that is the line. They'll correct me, won't they? It'll be up there. Right, Audi E-tron, 594 a month, 628 a month. So there you go, £600 a month. But remember, that does include your VED and the fact that you're not putting petrol or diesel in it. More advantages include no ULEZ and no congestion charge, which is good. And if you're watching in 2020, well, no company car tax either. And that means Company's House is going to be very busy with lots of new company registrations, just so they can have an e-tron.
Right, here is your boot, which is bigger than the Q5, but smaller than the Tesla X. There's tons of space in both the front and the rear, probably more than in an I-Pace. All the cables you need are supplied and stored in a very easy-to-break compartment under the hood. Sorry, Audi, I kind of broke that. And although this is a 5-seater and not a 7, its appointment makes it already the best EV interior on the road, and also maybe the nicest to drive.
Okay, automation test. It's not called automation, I just call it that. In order to activate this radar cruise system, you just pull this lever, which is so good. There's no 15 different buttons, just pull that and it's working. Now it's obviously steering for me, because in this icon down here, you can see that there are 2 green lines either side of the car icon. That knows that it's got the lines in the road. Very clever. It does this as well in town, and it slows down for roundabouts. It also knows the speed limit. So if you're in a 60 going down into a 30, the car will brake for you before you even see the 30 sign. That's really good. I also like the fact that you get a little bit more time when you're following static or slow traffic through a city. You get a good 6 seconds of the car being stationary before it switches it off again, which I like. I like that. I think it's really useful. It's good. Very good system. I like it. It's not free though. All right. Very expensive car. No free automation.
I'll tell you what else was expensive. The Instavolt charger I used in Locks Heath. Whilst it gave me 70 miles of range in 20 minutes, it cost £7.51. But on the journey home, the e-tron used all that charge and 26 miles more, proving that your displayed range in an EV can at best be little more than just a guide.
Have a look at this. This is the e-tron scooter, which is rumoured to be an option for this. The idea being, I think, that you have one of these cars, then you get to work, park the car in a car park, and continue your journey across the city on the scooter, which has an electric range of 12 miles. So when you get to work, you just charge it up. You'll look great. Don't worry about it.
Back to the stats. Here is a journey I did after charging again, this time at home. It was a journey from Swindon to Reading and back. Unlike the Instavolt fast charger, charging at home was cheaper. As you can see, this journey also included a regen figure of around 15 miles.
Isn't it modern that we're using the word regen in car reviews now? That's going to be the thing, isn't it? The regen, you know, it's not that great. This is also the quietest car that we've done. Well, actually no, second quietest car that we've done. The first quietest is a VW Touareg. It's amazing, that is. And it's a bit quieter than this. 46 decibels, that is, on a quiet road at 60. This is 47 point something, which is louder considering the Touareg has an engine, this doesn't. That's interesting. But whatever you do, make sure you don't go for the big wheels. You just want... There is a rattle though. Where? I don't know where that's... Ah, it's my phone. Cool, there was nearly going to be something about the rattling.
It was nearly the end of my time with the e-tron, which, as you can imagine, I thought was good. Over the course of 600 miles, its supple ride and luxury feel was impressive, even if I did have to charge it a total of 6 times. But this isn't a car for me. This is for those who have a driveway, or my friend who's had both a Tesla and an I-Pace and thinks this is better, or my other friend who has a red one in the US. Look at you want a red. Anyway, the numbers speak for themselves, and that's for the comments, but what we do know is that range is much more of an intricate issue than meets the eye. If you have a family and want an EV, this is probably the best place to start. I don't. So I've got my eye on something else the parent company is working on.